Guys, I am seeing a big opportunity for Bitcoin right now. This is the same kind of opportunity I was seeing when Bitcoin was down here at $30,000 and before we saw this big move up to $30,000 or $31,000, sorry. I will talk about why this opportunity is so very obvious right now. I will give you all of the clues. I will update you on everything that's been going on. We saw the CPI came out yesterday and the traditional markets were rallying. However, Bitcoin went down and of course there is something to spoil the party, but this just makes the opportunity even bigger. So guys, if you are at all involved in the crypto space, make sure to stick around from the beginning until the end. Very important stuff to talk about today. Welcome back everybody, my name is Chris, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day, teaching you how to make money in this market. If you are new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. So let's talk about this, and I will talk about the big opportunity I see right now for Bitcoin. So what you can see is that yesterday we actually went up a bit. We went up to $31,000 and then immediately you did have a drop. Now, why did we see this? Well, if you watched my video yesterday, you know that the CPI data was going to come out, and the CPI data was going to cause a big move for Bitcoin, and this is the video I posted yesterday. Now, we were talking about the CPI data actually being better than expected. Why? Because we were looking at the true inflation data, and the anticipation or the expectations for the inflation to come out yesterday was for it to come out at like 3.1%. Let's see here. Yeah, it was expected to be at 3.1%. Now, if we look at true inflation for June, you can see that it's more like 2.5, 2.6%. So if you try to kind of average that out, it was always going to be more towards like 2.93% potentially. And that is also what you saw. You saw the expectations be beaten. You saw it come out at 3%, which was better than expected. And also you saw the core come out at 4.8%, which was better than the 5% that was expected. So if we go back here, you did see this pump, and traditional markets also saw a big rally. And I will talk more about traditional markets soon. But you saw a big rally for traditional markets. You saw a big rally for Bitcoin. However, of course, something has to spoil the party. And at the time when Bitcoin was rallying, you saw the US government actually move over $300 million worth of Bitcoin. Now we know that the Silk Road Bitcoin seized by the US government, the US government have gone out and said that they are going to sell these Bitcoin. So yesterday, when they started to move all of these Bitcoin, of course, the market freaked out. The market believed that they were going to get sold, and they are going to get sold, but the question is only when. And they started to move these. It doesn't seem like they've been moved to Coinbase yet to be sold, but just the fact that they were moving this Bitcoin caused a lot of fear in the market, and so we did see a $1,000 drop almost here. So that is the reason why we went down. Also, another reason why we went down is having to do with the ETF filings. So Gary Gensler was asked yesterday about Coinbase being at the center of ETF filings, and why is Coinbase at the center? Well, because Coinbase will be the exchange they will do the surveillance agreement with. So the ETF providers, BlackRock and so on, they will do surveillance on Coinbase, which means that Coinbase is a big player in all of these applications. So he couldn't comment on the filings, but went pretty negative on crypto exchanges, saying they operate conflicting services and have limited risk monitoring. So that is what he said. Also, this could have contributed to Bitcoin going down because there's a lot of hype with the ETF, of course. There's a lot of expectations for Bitcoin to go up on the ETF. Like once it gets filed, it's going to go up over time. And I still think that it is going to be accepted. An ETF is going to be approved sooner rather than later. And at that point, of course, that's very bullish for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going to see some gains short term for that, but also, and more importantly, long term, from the buying pressure of the ETF itself, you are going to see Bitcoin go up. Now, one very important thing to note though, and this is also something I talked about yesterday, we are still on the daily time frame below this key red line. You can see we tried to break through it on the daily time frame 1, 2, 3 times. We haven't been able to do so. So this is one of the key things. Like, I want us to break through this sooner rather than later. I want this to actually go up above this level hopefully the next few days, because the longer we stay below this, and you can see that we went below it right here, and we continue to go down after that. So this is still one of the key things on the daily time frame, and yeah, keeping me a little bit cautious, at least right now, for the short term. But in the mid and long term, of course, I'm very bullish. And there is one key thing. Let us talk about that opportunity I was talking about in the beginning of this video. So what you can see here is that traditional markets have gone up severely, and you can see that we are just at the red line here. Inside of the orange box, we were breaking through this. We're supported by the red line 1, 2, 3 times, and traditional markets have continued to the upside. Now, there's been a very recent example here recently where the traditional markets went up and Bitcoin went down. Let me show you. So let us take it on the daily time frame, and I will flip on the traditional markets. So there we go. So here you can see that there was a point in which the traditional markets went up in blue here. Traditional markets went up, and then Bitcoin went down. And what I said here, guys, is that, okay, this is a big discrepancy. Traditional markets are going down, Bitcoin is going down, traditional markets is going up. Now, it's only a matter of time before Bitcoin is going to catch up. And Bitcoin was at $24,000 right here. And you can then see that once traditional markets start to cool off a little bit, start to go down, Bitcoin saw even bigger gains than the traditional markets had seen during this entire period. Okay, so what are you seeing right now? You're seeing Bitcoin go sideways. In fact, you're seeing Bitcoin go down a little bit here recently. But traditional markets is going up. So I think that it's only a matter of time until Bitcoin catches up once again with the traditional markets. Bitcoin is going to outperform the traditional markets. In fact, it is already year on year. I'm pretty sure it is outperforming the traditional markets. So these are some of the key things I'm watching right now. On the daily time frame, yes, we are at resistance here. We want to break through this level. However, there is a big catalyst for when we do that. You could see a quick pop towards $33,000, towards $35,000, or even $40,000. So that is what I'm watching right now, guys. And yes, like I showed you, for traditional markets, it's looking pretty good. We took out the previous swing high. We are inside of the orange box, so still some cause for concern here in the short term. But if we manage to clear this level, then we could see a big pop in traditional markets up to 4,644 as well. So things are looking good. You're seeing bullish consolidation right below the resistance here. And CPI came in pretty well. Now, for the next few months, if you watched my video yesterday, we are going to have very low comparisons from last year. So we're going to enter a period where the inflation was actually not super high year on year 1 year ago compared to so the next couple of months, we're going to have low numbers to compare to. So that could mean that the actual numbers coming out are going to be perceived as more negative than they actually are, because we're just comparing to lower numbers. So also for my trading strategies, they have still, continue to accumulate positions, continue to do a good work here. And just letting these bots do the short-term trading for me. And then I try to enter at specific points. And there will be more opportunities here, guys, for specific trades. As you know, recently I've had a couple of those, and they've been pretty profitable for the most part. So for my next trade, I'm going to try to catch, just like I've been talking about, I'm going to try to catch an eventual dump based on, let's say, the US government sending Bitcoin to Coinbase or Binance, having a lawsuit or whatever it may be. That flash crash, I think that flash crash is going to be bought up very, very quickly. So that is going to be my next trade. And you could already start putting your orders here, and I'm still going to try to take advantage of that opportunity. So that will be my next major trade, to try to catch a wick to the downside, because I do believe that the bounce is going to be big. But we are going to see at some point a flash crash for Bitcoin as well. So let's keep our eyes on for that. Dan Moorhead, the CEO of Pantera Capital, thinks that we are now at a point where the market has gone down for so long, and we are due for some massive gains here. So what you can see here is the year-on-year trend appreciation, and you can see that the price here in yellow, you can see the year-over-year in white, and you can see that we are at kind of like lower ends here, and we are yet to have seen one of these bigger swings to the upside, and I think it's only a matter of time until you see that. So that would be very, very nice, not only for the trading strategies here, also for the long-term bags I've been accumulating, of course. And by the way, guys, if you want to use these trading strategies yourself, you do have the link in the description. Just go to these links right here. I'm using OKX, so you can claim up to $60,000 by clicking on this link right here. Click join now. And then once you have signed up and you have clicked join now, with one click, you can set up each and every one of these bots right here. So guys, that's it what I got for you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.